Morning, folks. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters and the Pathfinder School. What I thought we'd do today is make pickled eggs. Great frontier, pioneering type recipe is pickled eggs. It's a very simple process. Just takes a little bit of step by step to get it done. So let's get some eggs on the boil because that's our first step. All right, first thing we want to do is we want to put however many eggs we're going to try to pickle. I think we're going to try 12 today. Try a full dozen recipe here. These weird eggs have 2 covers on them. I guess it protects them better. So we're going to go ahead and put all 12 of those eggs in a large bush pot. Putting them in carefully not to break them, obviously, before they're boiled. Then we're going to put enough water in this bush pot to cover these eggs about 1 inch and put it on the boil. Okay, now we're going to make a brining mix for our eggs that we're going to put over our eggs to pickle them. So what we're going to do is we're going to use 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon, get that dude out of there, a little bit more than that, 1 tablespoon of pickling spice. And you can look up pickling spice on the internet to see what all it's made out of. It's got several ingredients within pickling spice. And then we're going to use 1 cup of vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar for this if you want to, or you can use regular white vinegar. And then we need 1 cup of water. There we go. Now we're going to mix that up to dissolve everything inside, and then we're going to boil this. And basically all we're trying to do here is dissolve the sugar and the salt in the water. Okay, once those eggs have boiled for about 6 minutes, we're going to pull them out of the water and put them in ice cold water out of our cooler. If there's ice in that water, it's even better. I didn't have any ice left in my cooler water, but it's still plenty cool. We're gonna let those eggs completely cool off for about 15 minutes. Now, while all that's going on, we're going to boil our brine. We want this hot when we pour it over our eggs. So we're going to let it boil for a few minutes, then we're going to turn the heat down to low. Let it just sit there until we get our eggs peeled. All right, now, next step in our preparation here. We want to cut up a jalapeno pepper, just like this. In about 1/4 inch slices. And we're going to keep the seeds this time if we can. We're going to take those too. We'll set them off to the side for a minute. We're going to put those in our brine when we're done. Once our eggs are cooled down, get our trash can over here close. If we just crack these shells on a hard surface and kind of roll them around, just like this, to crack them all over, the shell should peel off of here very, very easy. And depending on the eggs you have, your results may vary, but you'll probably be able to get most of that off there pretty easily doing it this way. And so now, we're going to set the eggs aside over here as well with the jalapenos. I usually just rinse the egg off real quick in my water that I'm cooling them down in just to get any shell bits off, and then I store that with my other ingredients. So just looking at these eggs, when you boil an egg, this is what you want. You want a yellow center that's nice and crumbly like this and fluffy. You don't want that green halo around the egg. If you got that green halo around the yolk, you overcook the egg. Okay. Last step in this puzzle is we're going to get our jar. We're gonna get a metal fork and we're going to pierce these eggs. And the reason we're doing that is so that brine solution can soak in really well. So we're piercing the sidewall of our egg. A couple of these didn't peel as good as others. And we don't have to necessarily pack the bottom of this thing or pack this jar with eggs. What we do need to do is we need to get all of our jalapenos in there. We need to add 1 tablespoon of peppercorns. And then we need to add our brining liquid hot. Enough to at least cover the eggs we have in. Make sure we get all that seasoning in there. Scrape it out of the bottom. Get it all in. And once you've got that all in there, give it a couple good shakes. Okay guys, the only downside of our whole pickled egg recipe is that we can't taste it right away. We need to put this in a refrigerator in a cool area, preferably a refrigerator, for 6 to 7 days to let this get good and pickled before we eat these eggs. Now you can 24 hours. You could start eating these eggs and they'll have flavor to them, but 7 days they're really gonna soak up that pickling brine and they're gonna be much better. So we will definitely revisit these in the future on another video as a side dish to whatever we're cooking. Guys, I appreciate you joining for this video today. Real quick recipe on making a spicy pickled egg. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I appreciate everything you do for our school, for our family, and for our business. All our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends. I got another class that starts tomorrow, so I got to get the classroom prepped and ready to go, get the water jugs filled, and I'll see you guys on the next video.